Welcome to your Fundamentals of Accountancy, Business and Management 2. I made this video for you to better understand the content of your module. Iba pa rin kasi kapag may nakikita at naririnig kayo compared kapag binabasa lang. In your previous accounting, you learned that there are 4 financial statements, namely Statement of Financial Position, Statement of Comprehensive Income, Statement of Changes in Owner's Equity, and Statement of Cash Flow. In this lesson, we will begin our discussion with the Statement of Financial Position. The Statement of Financial Position, previously referred to as the balance sheet, includes the amount of the company's total assets, liabilities, and equity. It was also called a balance sheet since the sum of all the assets should be balanced with the total of all the liabilities and equity accounts. But before we go deeper about SFP, let's take a short review muna of what you've learned in your previous accounting by answering the following. Please write your answers on your answer sheets. First, what is the accounting equation? Next, give 3 examples of an asset account. Diba, there are a lot of account titles under assets, but you can just write 3. Are you done? Next, give 3 examples of a liability account. So just like the assets, there are several account titles under liability. I hope you can still recall them. Write only 3. Same goes with equity account. Just write 2 examples of account titles under it. So, ayan. Activity 2 naman tayo. Your personal SFP. So, I want you to get a piece of paper and then write your current savings and everything you own. For example, may cellphone kayo. Write your cellphone and then sa tapat how much is the cost of your phone. Next, kung may laptop kayo, isulat nyo rin then how much yung laptop. And kung meron pa kayong iba pang gadgets, isulat nyo din. Same as with your clothes, your pencils, your ball pen, etc. Basta lahat ng inyong mga pag-aari. Isulat nyo dyan. Next, you write the amount you owe to your friends, family members, and parents. For example, nagpa-load kayo kay ate, hindi nyo binayaran. So, yun, isulat nyo magkano. So, lahat ng inyong mga nahiram. Isulat nyo dyan. Sana mas malaki naman yung nasa asset, no? Kaysa sa mga utang-utang nyo. And then, you deduct the amount you owe from the amount you own. So, yung answer, that is your equity. Okay. Let's proceed with our topic. So, Statement of Financial Position. According to Haddock, Price, and Farina noong 2012, the Statement of Financial Position is also known as the balance sheet. This statement includes the amount of the company's total assets, liabilities, and owner's equity, which in totality provides the condition of the company on a specific date. So, makikita nyo dyan sa slides, may letter A, and then yung kabila naman yung weight ay LE. So, ALE. A stands for assets, and LE stands for the total of liabilities and owner's equity. So, dapat pareho yung total. Kaya siya tinawag na balance sheet. Kasi balance. Permanent account. So, ito yung tinatawag nating real accounts. So, as the name suggests, these accounts are permanent in the sense that their balances remain intact from one accounting period to another. So, yun ay sabi ni Haddock, Price, and Farina noong 2012. Examples of permanent account includes cash, accounts receivable, accounts payable, loans payable, and capital, among others. Basically, assets, liabilities, and equity accounts are permanent accounts. They are called permanent accounts because the accounts are retained permanently in the SFP until their balances become zero. This is in contrast with temporary accounts, which are found in the Statement of Comprehensive Income. Temporary accounts, unlike permanent accounts, will have zero balances at the end of the accounting period. Contra assets. So contra assets are those accounts that are presented under the asset portion of the SFP but are reduction to the company's assets. So this includes allowance for doubtful accounts and accumulated depreciation. So dyan sa slide nakita ninyo, for assets, ang normal balance ay debit. But contra assets, which are reduction nga to assets, ang kanyang normal balance naman ay credit. Allowance for doubtful accounts. So this is a contra asset to accounts receivable. These represent the estimated amount that the company may not be able to collect from delinquent customers. For example, meron kayong customer na kumuha sa inyo ng isang item pero hindi siya nagbayad. So supposed to be dapat siya ay inyong accounts receivable. But at the end of the accounting period, hindi pa rin siya nagbayad, hindi nyo na siya nasingil. So yun ay magkakaroon kayo ng mag-aalat kayo ng certain amount na yun ay allowance for doubtful accounts. Yun ay mga hindi ninyo nasisingil sa mga customers ninyo. Accumulated depreciation. This is a contra asset to the company's property, plant, and equipment. This account represents the total amount of depreciation booked against the fixed assets of the company. So dyan, the normal balance of property, plant, and equipment is debit. And since contra account siya ng PPE, ang accumulated depreciation, ang kanyang normal balance ay credit. Okay, parts of the statement of financial position. The first part is the heading. Sa example nakalagay, Sam's online shop, statement of financial position as of December 31, 2019. So the first line is the name of the company. The second is the title of the financial statement. And the third is the date of the financial statement. So you notice the word as of on the third line. This differentiates the SFP from the rest of the financial statements. Other financial statements use the term for the year ended. So how important is the third line? It tells the reader that the balances reported on the SFP is the net effect of all the transactions related to specific account from the date of the SFP. The second part is the asset portion. So asset is the resources, again, the resources that the company owns, and this is classified into current assets and non-current assets. When we say current assets, these are the assets that can be realized or collected, sold, used up 1 year after year-end date. So example niyan, cash, accounts receivable, merchandise inventory, and prepaid expense. Next is the non-current assets. So ito naman yung mga assets ng company that cannot be realized 1 year after the end date. So examples niyan, property, plant, and equipment. So yung mga equipment, furniture, building, and land. Mga long-term investments, and the company's intangible assets. Next is the liabilities. Liabilities are obligations of the company. They are classified as current and non-current liabilities. So current liabilities, the liabilities that fall due within 1 year after year-end date. So example niyan, accounts payable, notes payable, accrued expenses, and unearned income. Non-current liabilities. These are liabilities that do not fall due within 1 year after the end date. So, example niyan, loans payable and mortgage payable. Then the last part is the equity. So, this is the residual claims of the owner after paying all its debts. So, ano ba yan? The owner's capital and owner's drawing. So, dyan yan isusulat. Okay, the presentation of the SFP. So there are two types kung paano pinapresent ang SFP. Una is the report form and the second one is the account form. Kapag sinabi natin report form, this is the form of the SFP that shows the asset accounts first and then liabilities and owner's equity accounts after. So ito yung example. So yan. Dire-diretso lang yung pagkakasunod-sunod sa mga account niya. So, una, syempre yung account title, no? Yung the name of the company, the title of the statement, and then yung for the month ended or yung for the year ended. Next, the assets. Inisa-isa yung current assets, kinuha yung total, tapos non-current assets, and total non-current, and then the total assets. Followed by liabilities, current and non-current din, so pareho sila. And then equity, then the total of the liabilities and equity. So again, sabi natin kanina, balance sheet, so dapat pareho yung makuhang total ng assets and yung total ng liabilities and owner's equity. Next, the account form. So ito naman, unlike yung kanina na dire-diretso lang, ito naman may dalawang side. So the left side and the right side. Sa left side, lahat ng assets, and sa right side naman, yung lahat ng liabilities and equity. So this is the example of the statement of financial position in an account form. So diba, it's easy to identify yung total assets na kung siya ay equal sa total ng liabilities and equity kasi pantay. Magkapantay yung pagkakasulat sa kanilang dalawa. So that's it. Tapos na ang ating lesson 1. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've learned a lot. Sana mas na-appreciate nyo ang accounting natin. Ngayon na may video na and may audio pa. So tapusin na ang mga activities and sana ma-perfect ninyo. And abangan, baka magkaroon pa ng sunod na para sa sunod na mga lessons. So, thank you guys!